On the morning Daniel Carter left Brookfield University, the campus looked exactly the same as it had the day he arrived 4 years earlier. Students hurried across the lawn with backpacks and coffee cups. A group sat under the oak trees, laughing loudly about something that seemed very important at the time. But for Daniel, everything had changed. In his hand was a thin envelope from the Academic Disciplinary Board. He had already read the letter several times, but the words still felt unreal. Permanent withdrawal from Brookfield University due to academic dishonesty. Daniel folded the letter slowly and slipped it back into his jacket pocket. The accusation had come from one man, Professor Andrew Whitaker, the man whose class Daniel had admired the most. The man who believed Daniel had cheated, and the man whose testimony had ended Daniel's college career. Daniel paused near the gate and looked back at the tall brick buildings. He had come here with dreams of graduating, making his parents proud, and building a future that looked bigger than the small town he grew up in. Now he was leaving with nothing, or at least, that's what it felt like. The trouble had started during a midterm exam in Professor Whitaker's economics class. The lecture hall held nearly 200 students. The room was silent, except for the scratching of pencils and the occasional cough. Daniel had been focused on a complicated question about market equilibrium when a shadow fell across his desk. "Mr. Carter," Professor Whitaker said sharply. Daniel looked up. "Yes, sir?" "Stand up." Several students glanced over. Daniel rose slowly, confused. Professor Whitaker bent down and picked up a small folded sheet of paper from the floor beside Daniel's chair. "What is this?" Daniel stared at it. I don't know." The professor unfolded it. Written on the page were formulas and key answers related to the exam. Whitaker's face hardened. "You expect me to believe this is not yours?" "It isn't," Daniel said quickly. "I didn't bring that. You're sitting right next to it." "But I didn't write it, sir." The professor's voice turned cold. "I've been teaching long enough to recognize cheating when I see it." The room had gone completely silent. "Collect your things," Whitaker said. "Your exam is finished." Daniel felt every pair of eyes in the room as he packed his bag. His heart pounded in his chest. "It's not mine," he whispered one last time. But the professor had already turned away. The disciplinary hearing took place 2 weeks later. Daniel tried to explain. "I swear I didn't cheat," he said. But the committee listened carefully to Professor Whitaker's statement. "Academic integrity is the foundation of this institution," Whitaker said. "If we ignore violations, we damage the credibility of every honest student." Those words carried weight.